So my good for you cauliflower that's roasted in the oven side dish is done. I'm in the kitchen today. It's my job to bring a side dish to my mom's surprise birthday party, and I love to feed people healthy stuff that tastes really, really good. Otherwise, why would you want to eat it, right? And so I'm putting together a side dish that's made up of roasted cauliflower. And the way I do it is I preheat the oven about 350 degrees. I chop up the cauliflower and then I put all kinds of delicious spices on it, all kinds of dried stuff. And then a little bit of extra virgin olive oil, put it in the oven, let it roast, pull it out, serve it up. Everybody's eating good stuff. I feel good about it and it's yummy. So stay tuned because that's what I'm doing and I'm going to share it with you. Okay, so wash up your cauliflower. And then just take it off in chunks. It's one of those veggies that has a really, really mild flavor, right? So when you make it and you spice it up, it will take on any kind of flavor that you put on it because it's so mild to begin with. And nowadays, companies and people are doing pizzas with cauliflower crust, and people are also doing like a rice substitute, only they're using cauliflower. For a lot of people, having carbohydrates is a problem. I know that I have family members who have diabetes, and we're Puerto Rican, so we love our rice and beans. And the problem is that if you're diabetic and you're consuming too many complex carbohydrates, that creates a problem for you health-wise. And so coming up with really healthy alternatives is the name of the game. And instead of taking away food, I like to substitute things. Instead of just taking things away from the diet, I like to find ways to replace the things you can't eat with things you can eat that are delicious, so you don't feel deprived, because that's an awful feeling. And as somebody who has done a lot of strict dieting because of bodybuilding, I know what it's like to feel deprived, and it's no fun. And so for me, it's about replace instead of just remove. So right now, I am cutting up the cauliflower. It's gonna come around because I'm shooting all this by myself. So it's just in like nice little chunks and sections. And then once I get it all cut up and into this bowl, it's moist because I wet it. I'm gonna start tossing in all of the dry spice ingredients that I have. And I feel like you can pretty much add anything. If you're somebody who likes spicy, you can throw in some spicy seasonings. But what I do is I kind of just go for it and I grab all kinds of spices. Garlic, onion flakes, paprika, and that gives it a really nice color for when it's roasting. And a little bit of salt. I don't like to salt it too much because my dad has to be very, very careful with his salt consumption. And so I like to be very conservative with that so that he can eat it and feel good. And then anybody who wants extra salt, after it's cooked, all they have to do is salt it to their taste. Here's my bowl of chopped up cauliflower. That's just one head of cauliflower. It's gonna make a nice side dish. Ta-da! Next step. This is me trying to shoot this by myself because I promised you I would share some diet tips. So my angle's a little bit off, but please just bear with me. So here, what I wanna show you is I got a baking sheet. And in the baking sheet, I just spread out all the pieces of the cauliflower that I cut up. It's washed, it's cut up, so it's still a little bit moist. So So I'm gonna start with some garlic powder, and I'm just going to sprinkle on garlic powder all over. Then I have some paprika. I like the taste of paprika. It gives you a little bit of a spiciness without being too harsh if you can't do spicy. And so this is kind of like a little kick in the flavor. And it also gives it like some really cool color, because cauliflower looks boring because it's like a white beige color, so it is boring looking. So this, I just love that this makes this look like something that's gonna be roasted. And so I throw that all over the place. And then I will take, let's see, I've got chopped onion, and I like to go to town on chopped onion and put the flakes all over. Feels kind of festive, right? And then I also have, this is sort of like everyday seasoning. This is a mix of seasoning that I like to get. I get this at Trader Joe's, and it's got a whole bunch of stuff in it. And so I just kind of grind this all over. This is a mix of seasoning. It's called everyday seasoning, and it's got all kinds of stuff in it. I'm not gonna bore you by reading this, but I grind this mix all over as well. And so now you can see I'm starting to get a really nice mix of seasoning all over this. And then I will take, I also have black pepper, and I use a grinder. It helps me get a little bit of a shoulder pump going. And I just kind of grind and sprinkle all over the cauliflower so that I get it distributed in a way that everything is covered. Okay, so those are the seasonings that I have. And then what I do is I just get in there and I mix it all up with my hands so that the seasonings get all over. Mix it all in. Don't be afraid to get your hands dirty, as long as you wash them first. So now I'm just going to re-season again so that everything is covered, and this has got like really, really good seasonings all over it. And then I'm going to dash some extra virgin olive oil all over the top. I'm gonna do that right now. Just take the extra virgin olive oil, and don't be shy, just sort of get that olive oil all over. Olive oil is really, really good. It is one of the healthiest choices. Oh, this smells so good. Just the smell of the spices starts to get my stomach like, my stomach's like, I smell something good coming. And this isn't even cooking yet. Okay, so you can see that I haven't introduced any salt. I like salt in my food, but I like to salt after the cooking. Sometimes I salt before, but I am being conscious of my family members who have to be very careful with the sodium intake. And if that's an issue for you, then you can see how you can do this. And then putting salt after is a good idea anyway, so you don't over salt your food. So there you go, look. That's what that looks like before I pop it into the oven. Yay! Okay, so now that this has got all its seasonings and some drizzled olive oil all over it, it's ready to go in the oven. This has been preheated to roast 350 degrees. Okay. Next, I'm going to look at it in 10 minutes. I'm gonna toss everything around so everything gets roasted evenly, and I've got like nice little roast mark all over it. And I'm thinking 10 minutes on each side after I turn it, 20 minutes, should be good to go. Okay, so now while I wait for the cauliflower to cook and roast, I like to clean up the kitchen. And you know, like clean as you go so that things don't pile up. And or I could just stand here and flex for you. I could just hit a couple poses and then show off my cauliflower abs. Because here's the thing, when you go to the gym and you work out, very, very, very important, we have to work out. Strength training keeps us alive, but your body needs the right nutrition to help in the recovery and the building of your muscles and to keep you vibrant. Nutrition is really, really important. That's your fuel. If I show you the results and I show you what I eat, hopefully you see that it's that combination of working out, physical activity, and how you fuel your body, added with recovery time. Rest is so important to take care of your body so that you feel great, you look great, you live until you're over 100 years old and you're still rocking. Right? Okay, I'm preaching. Okay, I'll stop preaching. I gotta clean. I'm gonna clean. Clean as you go. All right. I just turn it all over so all the sides get some of the seasoning and then get a really nice roast, and then put it back in for like another 5 to 10 minutes. Almost there. Smells really, really good in here. It's time to take out the cauliflower. Check it out. Look at the roast on that. See that? It's got beautiful roast. It smells delicious. The garlic, the onion, the olive oil, all the seasonings smell so good. But the real test is how it tastes. That's good. All this needs is a little tiny dusting of salt to give it just a little bit of that awesome taste that salt enhances, and it's good to go. Off to the birthday party. Yay! So my good for you cauliflower that's roasted in the oven side dish is done and ready. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you love it. And I hope you can share it with people that you love too. Thanks for watching.